Hi, it's Sarah. Thank you so much for joining me today. In today's video, I'm going to share with you a little DIY my husband and I did here in my dining room. I wanted to do something with that big wall right there that is empty for a while now, and I really didn't know what to do, but I finally decided on a beadboard accent wall. I've seen people on Pinterest and a few other places use a beadboard on their wall, and I just love the look of it. But what really made me want to do it was I saw another YouTuber. Her channel is Charlotte Grove Farmhouse, and she did this on her wall, and it turned out so beautiful. Her and her husband made it look really easy, and is something that I thought we could try. So I will link her video down below if you want to check it out. We have never taken on a project this big before, so this was all new to us, but it looked pretty easy. So we thought we would take it on, and luckily my husband was on board with this. So we worked together, and in the end, it turned out so beautiful. I'm just sharing you a before of what everything looks like before we start, and I am just so excited to share this. I hope you enjoy, and thank you so much for watching. We measured our wall, and then we went to Home Depot and we picked up this beadboard, and then we had them cut it to the size we needed. For me, I think I was most nervous about getting that cutout right for the electrical, and I found this on Amazon, and this ended up working out wonderful. This is how it works. You take this piece and stick it into your outlet, and it has a very strong magnet in it. You put the beadboard in front of it, and then you take the other piece that has a magnet on also, and you just go around until you find the spot, and it just sticks right to it. And then you just pull it off and it sticks, and you can see where you need to cut for your outlets. We just marked around it with a pencil, and then my husband cut it out. Here they are finished. It was super simple and we didn't have to measure anything, so that was great. Here they are both now cut out, and now we can move on to the next step. Next, my husband is taking this stud finder and going along the wall and finding all the studs, and he's just putting blue tape above them so we know where they are at. Next, we turned off the electricity on this wall, and we plugged in a lamp to make sure it is off. So you want to make sure of that. But here's my husband just taking the screws out, and then he's just going to pull it out a little so we can place the beadboard on. Now my husband is taking his nail gun and securing the beadboard on the wall. He's just going around the bottom and the edges to make sure it is all secure and won't come off. He's finishing off this first section by just placing a few more nails here in the end. We did not remove our baseboards or anything. As you can see, it is very thin, the beadboard, so it sits perfectly right on the baseboard. And so that made it nice that we didn't have to take those off. The second section he finished off. He just used a few more nails to secure it to the wall. We have this third little piece that we just placed down here to finish the wall off. I decided not to go under the window and finish the rest of the wall off all the way, but I might change my mind later. For now, I am happy with how it looks. This is what it looks like now with all the beadboard up, and I'm already so in love with how it looks. We picked up this 2x4 at Home Depot also, and we had them cut it to the size we needed. And we are just taking it and placing it right up here at the top of the beadboard. We are turning it around a few times to figure out what side would look the best facing out. Now my husband is just taking a level and he's just going across the board just to make sure we have it all straight. And again, he just takes his nail gun and he's just starting to put some nails through the board into the wall. For the beadboard and all the wood that we used to make this, it was just under $100, so not too bad for a beautiful accent wall. Now he is done. He's just going through and making sure it's secure and if he needs to add any more nails. So this is what it looks like with a 2x4 up, and I think it is so pretty. And you can just finish it off like this, just paint that 2x4 and just leave it. But I wanted to add a little shelf on top so I can add decor pieces and pictures if I want. So that is what we are going to add next. Next, Susie took this 2x2 that he got at Home Depot and he just put it above the 2x4. And then he screwed it into the wall, making sure he is putting a screw in where those studs are. I didn't get any footage of this part. My kids were home from school and things were a little crazy, so I didn't get any footage, but this is what it looks like now with both boards up. And then the last board we use is a 2x6, and we just place it on top of the 2x2, and he screws that into the wall also. And now we are done with the little shelf. This is what it looks like now with everything put up, and I already love it so much. After that part was done, I went through and filled everything up with wood filler and just sanding it all down so I can get painting. I'm just taking a rag and wiping all the dust off now that I sanded everything down. Now is a fun part. I get to paint. I'm just taking some painter's tape and placing on the wall so I do not get any paint on the wall. I was going back and forth if I should paint it or just stain it a different color, but in the end I want it to all be the same color so it does not break up the wall too much and it makes it look bigger. So I just stuck with white and I am so glad I did. The color that I'm using is Behr Ultra Pure White. It is a nice bright white, and our baseboards are painted the same color, so everything just blends together nicely. And this came from Home Depot as well. I did not use a primer beforehand. I could have, but I didn't. This is not a very high trafficked area, so I thought it would be fine just with a few coats of paint. I think I ended up doing about 3 to 4 coats on the wood pieces and also the beadboard. This beadboard is obviously white, but it's not a bright white like I wanted it, and I wanted it to match everything else. So I gave this a few coats of paint as well. Now here I am a few days later, just taking off the painter's tape to see how everything looks now that I am done painting. This is what it looks like now that I finished painting. My husband went through and caulked everything, so all the seams are together and everything just flows nicely. I was going back and forth if I should add some pegs in, and I decided that I wanted to. I found some unfinished pegs on Amazon, and these are them after I painted them white. I wanted to do 10 pegs because we are a family of 10, and I thought during Christmas time this would be the perfect spot to hang all the stockings here on this little peg rail. We took a measuring tape and measured it out so all the pegs are evenly spaced, and then my husband just took his drill and drilled a little hole, and now he is just placing the pegs in. You guys, don't mind the paint over there on the wall. My kids decided they wanted to help paint and got a paintbrush out and started painting. But we have the paint color for the wall, so it's an easy touch up, but at least they were trying to help, right? This is what the pegs look like now that they are all in, and I just love it so much. I already can imagine what it's going to look like at Christmas time with the stockings hung up here. I just think it's going to look beautiful. All right, let's take another look at how this room looked before and then the after. Oh my goodness, I am so in love with it. It is so much brighter on this wall and it makes the space look so much bigger. I am so proud of us. Like I said, we haven't done anything big like this before, so it was a lot to take on and we were a little nervous, but in the end, I just love how it turned out. This DIY was very budget friendly, so that was nice as well. I feel like this wall is a decoration in itself, so I don't feel like I have to decorate all the pegs up and this whole wall up. I think it looks beautiful just as it is. But I also can add a few cute pieces in here and there if I want to. Next up, I'm going to share with you a few things that I rearranged here in my dining room to work with this accent wall, and then I'm going to decorate for Easter, so I'm excited to share that. Thank you so much for joining me today as I took on this little project with my husband. I can't say enough how much I love it. Thank you so much to my wonderful husband who helped me out doing this. I appreciate him and I love you, honey. Thank you. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. I would love to hear from you. Give this video a big thumbs up and I will see you next time. Bye!